Hi and welcome back to my kitchen. This is my last cooking video for the first Global Community Retreat with the add-on extras. I hope I'll be seeing you again in the next retreat, which starts on Saturday. My final dish to share with you is a really easy and adaptable Indian pancake recipe, really. It's made with a mixture of chickpea flour and rice flour, so it's gluten-free, but it's still full of lots of fibre and protein, and you can play around a little bit with the ingredients depending upon whatever you've got in your cupboard or in the fridge. So what we've got today is the base mix. I've just popped this in the blender. So like I say, this is 50 grams of rice flour, 50 grams of chickpea flour. There's half a teaspoon of ground turmeric, so we're getting that beautiful yellow colour in there. I've also put a pinch of chili powder in it. I would have put chilies in the other mix, but I don't have any left. So I've put a tiny bit of chili powder in, and then there's some salt and pepper, and there is 190 mils of soya milk. Now, you could use whatever dairy-free milk of choice that you have, dairy-free, anyway, whatever you've got. But also you could use water as well. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to add into the bowl, we're going to mix it with some other flavourings as well. So I've toasted half a teaspoon of mustard seeds and cumin seeds. That's in my bowl. And then we're going to have a mix of some sweet corn and peas that have come out of the freezer, and some fresh coriander. And what else am I going to put in it? Oh yes, a little bit of red onion and ginger. So I'm going to move the camera now and show you what's going on. Okay, so into my bowl, like I say, I've got some cumin seeds and some mustard seeds in there. And now I'm going to add some of the other ingredients. So I've got a little bit of red onion that was just hanging around in the fridge, some fresh chopped coriander, and a little bit of fresh ginger. We always have a lot of that in the fridge. We do love our ginger. That I've just grated. And then this is just peas and sweet corn that were in the freezer that have been defrosted. You can use whatever, so if you've got, obviously it's not the right time of year for fresh sweet corn, but if you do, or you could use red pepper or broccoli. Basically this is really good for any bits and bobs that you've got hanging around. So I'm just going to mix those together. I have put a little bit of salt in here, but I'm just going to put a little bit more black pepper in there. And where is the salt? Salt is up here, excuse me. So a little bit of salt as well. Okay, just to lift that up a tiny bit. Now if you don't have the spices, or you don't like the spices, or you want to add in some ground spices like ground cumin or ground coriander, some garam masala, whatever you like. You know, this is very, very adaptable for whatever you've got going. So I'm just going to, oh, that was a bit tight. I'm just going to now pour the mix in. So like I say, this has got some turmeric in it as well. So it's got some black pepper, and it's going to be, that's going to help you absorb nutrients from the turmeric. Sorry, I just needed to, I was just looking at my pan. Okay, so that's all ready to go. So I'm just going to pop that to one side, and I'm just trying to see what you can see with regards to the pan. Right, so let's move this over here, out of the way for a second, so that I can move the camera. It's always a little bit of a challenge. Right, okay, so you can see my pan there. Let's come down a tiny bit. Now, as with other things that I've done, I don't cook with oil. So it's important to make sure that the pan is ready. So it has to be warm enough for it to accept whatever mix you're going to be on there without being too warm that it burns, okay? And so this has been warming for a little while. I've just turned it up a tiny bit. Now, one of the things that I learned when I was in India was I got showed how to make masala dosa pancakes, which I absolutely love, and I'm really rubbish at making them, but never mind. But it was using the ladle for doing pancakes. And this is particularly useful for this recipe because obviously you've got lots of lovely whole ingredients. So let's put the ladle full on. Just going to pop that in the middle of the pan there. Now that's not sizzling quite as I'd expect it to, but I believe it is cooking, and I'm just going to spread it out a tiny bit. So as you might be able to see, and I will show you in a second, not very round one, but never mind, is that the edges are already beginning to solidify, okay? So it might not be sizzling away, but it is cooking, and we're just going to pop that on there. And what we're looking for with these pancakes is we're looking for some bubbles on the top. That will tell us when they're ready to be turned over. So these are beginning to cook nicely now, and I'm just bringing this down. Hopefully you can see on there that there are some little bubbles that are appearing on the top. That's a sign that it's beginning to cook quite nicely. And what we should be able to do, she says hopefully, is to start getting a lift from underneath, which we can. Phew. That's always the thing when you're showing something as to whether or not it's going to work. I'm just going to lift that up, and that's getting nice and firm underneath. Now remember, I said there's no oil in this, no oil on the pan. There's no oil in the recipe, so it's literally just the quality of the non-stick pan. So this is a crepe pan, and I use this for making any form of pancake because of the thinness of the base of the pan, and also I'm very strict about making sure that nothing metal is used on it, so that it keeps that good quality non-stick surface. It's the only form of non-stick pan that I tend to use because making pancakes in stainless steel pans without any oil is, well, I haven't actually managed to crack that one yet. So I was going to say nigh on impossible. It may be possible, but I haven't been able to work that one out. So this is beginning to cook really nicely. So now I'm just going to turn it over, and you can see how well that's cooked on that side. Just cook it briefly on the other side, and then I will transfer it onto a plate, pop it into the oven, and then make some more. Right, let's have a look at this one. This has been on here for about a minute or so. Turn it over, you can see that one's ready. So I'm just going to pop that onto a plate, pop it into the oven to keep warm, and then do it all over again. So this mix will make 4. Well, what can you do with them? Well, these are good if you're having like a dal or something, or even just like a nice lentil soup. Then you can have it with that. Pop that in the oven. So I'm going to make all 4 of these, and we're going to have them for lunch. Now, what can you have them with? Well, if you're having them as a snack, you could make up like a little raita with some yogurt or some soya yogurt with seeds and onion and coriander, things like that. Unfortunately, I am a little short of some of those ingredients at the minute, so we won't be having that. But also, you could also make like a coriander chutney, or if you are okay with coconut, then you could make yourself a coconut chutney. If you've got mango chutney in the fridge or some lime pickle, something like that goes delicious with. We can make up a little salad. So I'm going to make up just a very simple tomato, cucumber and red onion salad, just finely chopped with some avocado to go with our one. Just to add it up. But if you have got a dal, you could have this as a bread alternative to have with dal, or with any curry, Or even if you've just got a lentil soup or a beanie soup for lunch, then you can have these pancakes on the side to go with them as well. So like I've said, they're really adaptable. You can put whatever ingredients that you want with them. So you could use them for summery ones. You don't have to make them spicy. So if you've got some, I don't know, some salady bits to go in there, so you could put a little bit of fresh tomato in there, even some asparagus, you know, so make them a little bit more spring-like. It's entirely up to you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I will post the full recipe up along with the video so you can have a look at the ingredients. And if you have a go, then let me know. Post some pictures on the Facebook group. Okay, thanks. Bye.